Friends, Dazzy's here, ready to read the story with us. So, this week we're going to be talking about something new. We have a new question that we're going to be answering. And the question is, how do living things change as they grow? So, we're going to start talking about living things. And on your playlist today, you're going to listen to something really funny with Cookie Monster. And Cookie Monster is going to explain what living things are. Part of that answer, living things are things that change as they grow. So, when we say that something is alive, it changes as it grows. And we're going to talk about how animals change as they grow and how some animals look completely different than when they began their life cycle. So, how do living things change as they grow? So, today we're going to listen to a story about a boy, and he's listening to the wind, and he's hearing the wind, but he's listening at his window at night in his bedroom, but he's also hearing other things besides the wind. And so it's a fun story to think about the sounds that animals make, that living things make, and to think about how it sounds, how it might sound like something else. We might think one sound of an animal is not the animal that we thought it was. So on your playlist today also, you're going to hear lots of fun animal sounds. So I want you to be thinking about how living things change and grow, and how we can hear living things, and we can listen to them and watch the way they change and grow. So we're going to do lots of exploring. So here are some words from our story. So we might need to know these words before we start to read. The word creaks means something that makes a squeaking sound. The word hare is another word for a bunny or a rabbit. The word hinge is the part of a door that allows it to swing open and closed. The word howling is another word for crying or wailing. So you're going to listen for an animal that's howling. The word path is a part of the ground that we can walk on. Sometimes a path is made by people walking in the dirt and making it nice and smooth. Sometimes a path is like a sidewalk. Sometimes a path is a group of flat rocks that we walk on, like bricks. Okay, so a path is a place where we can walk, and it's been cleared by lots of people walking on it, and sometimes animals also make a path where they walk. Sways is swinging back and forth. When something swings back and forth, it sways. So let's think of our words. Creaks, hare, hinge, howling, path, and sways. So we're going to think about a boy who's looking out his window, and he's listening to the wind, but he's also hearing other things. The title of this book is It Is the Wind. Dazzy likes to clean herself. Let's see if she listens to our story. She always cleans her feet. It Is the Wind. This is written by Farida Wolf and illustrated by James Ransom. So there's the boy, and it looks like he's sitting with his cat looking out the window. Here is the title page. It is the wind. Let's see. I'm going to go this way. So I'll show you Dazzy in a little bit. What is the noise I hear in the night that wakens me, that shakens me? The noise I hear in the dark in the night. So he's thinking about noises. It is the owl, I think, on the branch that whispers, hoo, that whispers, boo. The owl, I think, sitting high on the branch. It is the dog, I think, in the yard that's howling. Oh, woo! The dog, I think, by the fence in the yard. It is the gate, I think, on its hinge that creaks a groan and a moan. The gate, I think, with a clink on its hinge. It is the swing, I think, by the barn that sways and clunks and sways and thunks. The swing, I think, in the breeze by the barn. It is the calf, I think, on the loose that calls out wah, that calls out ma. The calf, I think, down the path on the loose. A calf is a baby cow. And do you see the path that it's walking on? It is the toad, I think, in the pond that makes the splash, that makes the crash. The toad, I think, on the log in the pond. It is the cat, I think, in the woods that hollers yow, that hollers meow. The cat, I think, where it stalks in the woods. It is the hare, I think, in the brush that's pounding thump, that's pounding bump. The hare, I think, near the field in the brush. It is the bugs, I think, in the grass that stir and crick, that stir and click. The bugs, I think, singing songs in the grass. It is the sheet, I think, on the line that rustles swish, that rustles twish. The sheet, I think, flipping flap on the line. It is the wind, I think, that sighs good night, that sighs sleep tight. The wind, just the wind, in the night in my room. So the boy was listening to all of those sounds as he slept. So think about the living things that he heard. He heard the animals. He heard the gate. He heard things making creaks and groans. So this week we're going to be talking about lots of living things. So I want you to look on my playlist and have fun with the sounds that animals make and think about how Cookie Monster teaches us about how do we know if something is alive.